I was so devastated. I just sat on the floor and I cried.
Linda de Gonzalez says she got a notice from her Surrey Buildings Management last week telling her to agree to a nearly 45% rent increase or her suite, where she's lived in for 21 years, would be sold.
I don't have anywhere. I have nowhere else to go. I can't afford. I'm on a pension. I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford to move. I can't afford the rents.
The 71-year-old isn't the only one. She says about 30 out of the roughly 70 suites have received similar notices. Many tenants, seniors, and immigrants who've lived in the building anywhere from several years to more than 20.
At first it was shock and disbelief and God, what am I going to do now? I don't want to move, but I'll have to move because I can't afford 50% or 40% jump on my rent, you know. It's just not feasible.
In the letter tenants received, building management says the provincial government has allowed landlords minimal rent increases over the last 3 years, and it can't continue to absorb increases on operating costs like property taxes and utilities with rents as they are. It adds the building is strata titled, which means they could sell a resident suite at any time.
In this particular case, where a landlord is saying, you know, we're going to sell the unit unless you agree to this increase, there's nothing illegal about a landlord first selling a rental unit. And there's also nothing illegal about a landlord asking a tenant if they will agree in writing to a above allowable rent increase.
Robert Patterson says the situation highlights gaps in regulations and protections for tenants, and cities have to take more aggressive steps to preserve rental stock.
In a similar situation, the city of New Westminster actually adopted a new rental-only zoning bylaw that made sure that rental units could not be sold and then owner-occupied.
City News reached out to building management but did not hear back by deadline. The Housing Ministry says the residential tenancy branch is reaching out to the landlord to get more info and make sure they understand their obligations under the Residential Tenancy Act. De Gonzalez says she and other tenants are getting help from Tenant Resource and Advisory Center. She doesn't plan to agree to the rent hike and says she hopes the unit won't be sold.
If I take that risk and I lose and, you know, my bluff gets called, I'll end up living in my car with my parrots in cages in the back seat and you know, living at the Walmart parking lot or the public library parking lot or somewhere like that and just be homeless.
In Surrey, Monika Gul, City News.